Shreyan, far better. Swadharmaha, one's prescribed duties. Vigunaha, even faulty. Paradharmat, then duties mentioned for others. Su anushtitar, perfectly done. Swadharme, in one's prescribed duties. Nidhanam, destruction. Shreyaha, better. Paradharma, duties prescribed for others. Bhaya avaha, dangerous. Okay. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though faultily, than another's duties perfectly. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties. For to follow another's path is dangerous. Please repeat after me. It is far better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though faultily, than another's duties perfectly. Destruction in the course of performing one's own duty is better than engaging in another's duties. For to follow another's path is dangerous. Purport. One should therefore discharge his prescribed duties in full Krishna consciousness rather than those prescribed for others. Materially prescribed duties are duties enjoined according to one's psychophysical condition under the spell of modes of material nature. Spiritual duties are as ordered by the spiritual master for the transcendental service of Krishna. But whether material or spiritual, one should stick to his prescribed duties even up to death, rather than imitate another's prescribed duties. Duties on the spiritual platform are duties, and duties on the material platform may be different, but the principle of following the authorized direction is always good for the performer. When one is under the spell of modes of material nature, one should follow the prescribed rules for his particular situation and should not imitate others. For example, a Brahmana who is in the mode of goodness is non violent, whereas a Kshatriya who is in the mode of passion is allowed to be violent. As such, for Kshatriya, it is better to be vanquished following the rules of violence than to imitate a Brahmana who follows the principle of non-violence. Everyone has to cleanse his heart by a gradual process, not abruptly. However, when one transcends the modes of material nature and fully situated in Krishna consciousness, he can perform anything and everything under the direction of bona fide spiritual master. In that complete stage of Krishna consciousness, the Kshatriya may act as Brahmana or Brahmana may act as Kshatriya. In the transcendental stage, the distinctions of material world do not apply. For example, Vishwamitra was originally a Kshatriya, but later on he acted as a Brahmana, whereas Parshuram was a Brahmana, but later he acted as a Kshatriya. Being transcendently situated, they could do so, but as long as one is on the material platform, he must perform his duties according to the modes of material nature. At the same time, he must have a full sense of Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Very wonderful verse, this and subsequent few verses, and very important. फिर से बंद हो गया वीडियो. चित्रा माता जी, नीतू माता जी, गौरव प्रभु जी, आज नहीं छोड़ने वाला मैं आप लोग. Please switch on your videos and sit attentively. So, by the way, today is Neetu Mataji's birthday. So at least to take accept wishes, you can switch on your video, Mataji. So today is Dr. Neetu Mataji's birthday. So we'll wish her all the best. Happy Krishna Conscious Day, Mataji. And we'll chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra so that she can keep making progress like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. All the very best, Mataji. Okay, so every living entity or every living entity in this material world is controlled by material nature. ठीक है, हर जीव इस प्रकृति के द्वारा नियंत्रित है. Like a puppet is controlled by a puppeteer. Okay. And how is every living entity controlled? By three modes of material nature, three gunas: tamoguna, rajoguna, and sattoguna. Everybody, all of us, are under the control of material nature through these three ropes, invisible ropes, called as tamoguna, rajoguna, and sattoguna. Correct? Now, because of various combinations of these three gunas, everybody has a unique swabhava, unique nature. Correct? सबका स्वभाव अलग क्यों होता है? क्योंकि सबके अंदर तीन गुणों की मात्रा अलग-अलग है ना? Why? Everybody is different in terms of his qualities, in terms of his nature. Why? They have different permutation combinations of three gunas. Somebody may have higher sattva, he will be self-controlled. Somebody may have higher rajoguna, he'll be always anxious to get more, lot of material desires. Somebody may have prominence of tamoguna, he'll be very lazy, ignorant. Right? So one's attributes are based on one's gunas. Okay? So based on these attributes or these qualities, society is divided into varnashrama system. Based on these qualities, somebody is called as Brahmana. Based on these qualities, somebody is called as Kshatriya, somebody is called as Vaishya, and somebody is called as Shudra. Okay. In 18th chapter, in the last chapter, Krishna explains the qualities of various varnas. I think 18.40. Yes. Okay. So I'll read 4-5 verses. Just listen carefully. Okay. 18.4. There is no being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary systems which is freed from these three modes born of material nature. Which means every living entity, whether on earthly planet or in heaven or even on Brahma's planet, or in a tapo lok or mahar lok or any lok, every living entity is under the control of three gunas. Next, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras are distinguished by the qualities born of their own natures in accordance with the material modes or chastiser of enemy. Okay? So how do we distinguish these four varnas? Based on different modes, different gunas. And then what are the qualities of Brahmana? Peacefulness. Shamo, Damo, Tapo, Shocham, Shantir, Arjavam evacha jnanam vijnanam astikyam brahma karma swabhavajam. Peacefulness. One is always peaceful. Self-control, not deviated, agitated by external circumstances. Austerity, tapasya. Purity, internal and external. Tolerance, sahan shakti. Honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which Brahmanas work. So they're all wonderful divine qualities, isn't it? Possessed by whom? Brahmanas. Why these qualities? Because Brahmanas are dominated by mode of goodness, Sattva-guna. They have prominence of Sattva-guna. That's why they exhibit these qualities. Correct? Then, Kshatriya. Heroism, Shauryam, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, and leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. So all who used to rule the kingdom, it was Kshatriyas, because they have these qualities which are required to rule the kingdom, leadership qualities. Correct? And then next is Vaishya, farming, cow protection, and business are the natural work for the Vaishyas. And for the Shudras, there are labor and service to others. Actually, all of us who have been working for others are to be categorized as Shudras. Okay? We may be highly educated, highly qualified materially, but working for others falls in the category of Shudras. So these four different varnas are distinguished based on different gunas. Based on different gunas, they have very different nature. Brahmanas have very different nature. Kshatriyas have very different nature. Brahmanas are non-violent by nature. Kshatriyas are violent by nature. That's why their duties are also different based on their qualities. Try to understand this concept, varnashrama, very, very important. Everybody has a certain specific set of duties based on his qualities. Brahmanas are peaceful, austere, pure. That's why their duty is pathan pathan, pado or padao. So all teachers, spiritual masters, they fall in the category of spiritual master is even beyond Brahmana. I'm saying all, teaching class, population is basically, or they fall in the category of Brahmana. They are supposed to. They may have these qualities or they may not have. That's different because of today's, Kali Yuga context. But they should have. All teachers, professors should have Brahminical qualities. Then they can become good teachers. Okay? They cannot be violent. But Kshatriyas, who are supposed to rule or protect, they can be violent. In fact, hunting in the forest is allowed for Kshatriya. They can go and kill animals to train themselves. So that if required, if they have to fight in a battle, they are fully trained. If they have to kill somebody, they can kill because they have been trained by killing animals. They can see blood and not get agitated. Brahmana will get agitated. If they see blood, they'll get agitated. Kshatriyas will not. Right? Because their nature is like this. They can fight. Brahmanas will not fight. Correct? Are you following what I'm saying? Similarly, some people have nature, they can do farming. They cannot have leadership roles, or they cannot, teach, they cannot study and teach patan patan. They don't have those qualities. Similarly, Shudras, the lower class, they can only serve others. Okay? They cannot perform other three roles. Now, different duties based on different varnas. Why? What will happen if they don't perform duties based on their varna? They will be dissatisfied always. They will be restless, anxious always. They will not be peaceful. Why Arjuna became so anxious in the beginning? When he said, I will not fight the battle. He is a Kshatriya, correct? He has fought many battles so far. In fact, he has impressed Lord Shiva, Lord Indra in some battles. He has won many battles in his life, but now he is refusing to fight. He is moving away from his duty of fighting. No, I will not fight. I'll beg. That I'll rather beg than fighting. I don't want kingdom. They are my brothers, my guru, my grandfather, and all that. He is trying to now become Brahmana, leaving his duty. Samajh rahe ho? He has Kshatriya qualities of heroism, power, leadership, but he is trying to exercise Brahminical qualities. Forgiveness is a quality of Brahmana, not Kshatriya. So he is trying to become a Brahmana. That's why he is frustrated. He was shivering. He was sweating. He was bewildered. He was confused. Why? He is trying to perform somebody else's duty, which do not match to his quality. Okay. For example, very crude example, Akant Prabhu. In your organization, you have people in HR, you have people in marketing, you have people in sales, you have people in production. Correct? If you tell production guy, please go and sell product in the market, will they be peaceful and satisfied, or they'll be frustrated? What's your view? Unmute करके बोलो.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, obviously they'll be unhappy, and wouldn't be able to perform well.
Yeah, even if they try hard and even they do a good job of selling, but internally they will be dissatisfied. Correct? They'll not be happy. It doesn't match their talent. It doesn't match their quality. It doesn't match for which they are trained for. Similarly, if you tell finance guy to go and do production, बोले मैं number कर सकता हूँ. Product, I can play an Excel sheet. Don't ask me to go to production floor and produce products. It is not his nature. He is not trained for it. Correct? So why a Varnashrama system made? So that one can perform duty based on his nature and remain peaceful and satisfied. Because when one is satisfied and peaceful, he can lead his spiritual agenda. Otherwise, he cannot. In a restless mind, in a frustrated mind, dissatisfied mind, one cannot think of Krishna. One has to be peaceful. So Shastras, Krishna divided this society into 4 varnas. Chatur Varnya Maya Sistam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Based on qualities, he said somebody has to work like a Brahmana, somebody has to work like a Kshatriya, somebody has to work like a Vaishya, Shudra, based on his nature, so that they can remain peaceful, they can remain satisfied, and parallelly, they lead the most important agenda of spiritual life. Okay. Otherwise, even because of hard work, they may do better. They may become even perfect in what they are doing, but they will not be satisfied. They will not be peaceful. So you have many industries, many people, on the higher position in an organization. They are working very hard, delivering results also, but dissatisfied. Peaceful. Because internally, they don't enjoy that work. Suppose your child, your son, he wants to become a singer. He has a wonderful voice. And you tell him, no. हमारे पड़ोसी के बच्चे ने MBBS किया है, तुमको भी MBBS करना है. Or, my brother's son has done MBBS, you should also do MBBS. Or in our family, there is no engineer, so you should become engineer. Don't you put this kind of pressure on children? against their nature. Against their nature. So what happens? Even if they become engineer, even if they become MBBS, even if they do well, get good salary, but they will not be happy. They will not be satisfied. So what is more important? Perfection or peace? Or satisfaction? Perfection or satisfaction? Which is more important, Dr. Vishwas?
Satisfaction.
Ah, because one who is satisfied, he'll be always happy. One who is dissatisfied, irrespective of how much he is earning, how much he is successful materially, he will not be happy. Making sense? So one should act according to his nature and execute his spiritual duty. So do your material duty. So there are two types of duties for everyone. One is called Swadharma, जैसे यहाँ बताया है ना, Sheyan Swadharmo Viguna. Swadharma means dharma based on my bodily structure, my psycho-physical nature, based on gunas. So do your material duty according to that. It's called Swadharma. So that you remain peaceful and carry out important dharma, which is called Nitya Dharma, based on soul, on the platform of soul. So remain peaceful while executing bodily dharma so that you can execute your eternal spiritual dharma, which is serving Krishna. Eternal dharma of soul is to serve Krishna. But that one can execute only when one is materially peaceful, satisfied, not hankering for more. If one is hankering for more and more positions, more salary, bigger house, bigger car, then he will not be in position to carry out his eternal dharma of the soul. That's why in Bhagavatam it is said, Ataha Pumbir Duja Shreshta Varnashrama Vibhagasha. Vibhagasha Sunushtitasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshnam. Doesn't matter whether you belong to Brahmanical class, you belong to Kshatriya class, you belong to Vaishya or Shudra. Carry out duties according to your dharma and try to satisfy Krishna. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Purpose of every varna or every ashrama is one. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam, to satisfy Krishna. Carry out your bodily dharma based on your nature and while executing most important eternal dharma of the soul, which is to satisfy Krishna. Samsiddhir Hari Toshanam. Hari means Krishna, Toshanam is for his satisfaction. Then purpose of life can be delivered, both bodily and spiritually. Making sense? So here Krishna is saying today's verse, it is better to discharge one's prescribed duties even though we'll fault. You're a Kshatriya, become a do Kshatriya duty even imperfectly, no problem. Don't try to become a perfect Brahmana. That is not your nature. Like Arjuna is trying to become a perfect Brahmana and frustrated. You carry out a duty, go and fight the battle, doesn't matter what is the result. You'll remain peaceful and satisfied. Why? Because you're acting according to nature. एक बार एक ब्राह्मणा था. One Brahmana was standing on seashore. He saw one scorpion getting drowned in water. जैसे लहर आती है ना पानी की, वो scorpion को साथ में ले जाती थी. Then he will go and pick up the scorpion and throw outside the water. So while doing this, scorpion will bite him. So he'll again go out of his hand. Again, water will, take the scorpion inside. Brahmana will again go save the scorpion. Scorpion will again bite him and go out of his hand. Again, Brahmana will go and save the scorpion. Somebody was watching. Baba, kya kar rahe ho? वो आपको बार बार काट रहा है, फिर भी आप उसको बचा रहे हो. He is biting you again and again, still you're trying to save him. Brahmana said, it is his duty to bite and my duty to save. So he's doing his duty and I'm doing my duty. As a Brahmana, my duty is to forgive and save. As a scorpion, his duty is to bite. So let him do his duty. Let me do my duty. So one few lessons from this verse. One is, one should carry out activities according to his nature, even if you get less money. Why? That will bring satisfaction and peace of mind. Otherwise, you cannot carry out your spiritual agenda. Forget it. Second, our children should be encouraged to carry out activities based on their nature, based on their talent, based on their interest, rather than being forced to do what we want them to do. Okay. Now, third thing Prabhupada is highlighting, these duties based on body is for a person who is not Krishna conscious, because he is under tight influence of gunas. But when one has made progress spiritually, he goes beyond the influence of three gunas. Tamoguna, Rajoguna, Sattoguna. Pure devotees, they are not under the influence of three gunas. They are beyond. They can carry out any activity because it is not their nature to be influenced by Rajoguna or Tamoguna or Sattoguna. They have transcended three gunas. They have gone beyond three gunas. They can become Kshatriya, they can become Brahmana, they can even become Shudra. So you can see devotees even cleaning the temple. If need, they'll worship also. If they need, they'll go and cook also. If they need, they'll read and study and teach also. You see, devotees doing everything. है ना? वो टॉयलेट भी साफ करते हैं, भगवान की आरती भी करते हैं, कुकिंग भी करते हैं, पढ़ते पढ़ाते भी. Why? Because they are going out of the control of three modes. But till then, one is completely, aloof or gone beyond three gunas. He should be given service based on his nature, based on what he likes to do, based on his interest. किसी को पेंटिंग का शौक है तो we ask them to make paintings of Krishna. If somebody is very rajoguni, we tell them go and distribute books in the market. Go and drive, use all your passion to sell more books in the market. Somebody is Brahminical qualities, we tell them you study and teach, take classes. So based on one's gunas, one can be engaged. But once one has transcended these three gunas, he or she can do any activity. It is not important whether Brahminical or Kshatriya or whatever Shudra qualities, Shudra kind of activities. So far, so good. Do you have any question? And another most important learning that Prabhupada highlighted in the purport is, whether on material platform or on spiritual platform, always work under some bona fide authority. Don't act independently. Sometimes we may not even know what is my nature. Others know. है ना? कभी हमको ही पता नहीं होता हमारा nature क्या है भाई. When I was about to leave job and come here, I asked my Shiksha Guru, spiritual master, what is my prescribed duty? I asked him this question, what is my duty? So that I know whether I'm executing my duties or not before I take this step. He said three things. He said, one, fulfill material needs of your family. That is your duty. Second, fulfill spiritual needs of the family. That is most important duty. And third, work according to your nature. Study and teach. Patan, patan. Three things he told me. Then I was convinced, okay, even if I go out of my job, I can still act according to my nature and fulfill all my duties. So everybody has to see what are your duties on material platform. Spiritual platform, you all have understood to serve Krishna is our most important duty. So sometimes when we act against our nature, we get so worked up in our job, so occupied in our job that we don't then get time to execute our spiritual duties, or we are not at peace to even pick up the chanting bead and chant a few rounds. We're so restless, so anxious. Why? Maybe either we are working against our nature, or we're working beyond prescribed limit of time in our material duties. Okay. So here Krishna is advising Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya, you act according to nature. Go and fight. तो यहाँ लड़ेगा नहीं तो बाहर जाके लड़ेगा, लड़ना तो है तेरे को, है ना? You are a Kshatriya. You don't fight this battle, go and fight somebody else outside. That is your nature. You better fight here to protect dharma than fighting outside. Okay. Yes, Akant Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I think very good chapter and very good verse. Thank you. Lot of eye-opening messages. Just one query in the corporate world, since you worked for a long time, difficult to find, and in fact, honestly, when I went through the chapter today, the verse today, I got confused, as you rightly said, in terms of what's my true nature. You get confused, and corporate world, I think we get more and more confused because everybody is doing the same thing, right? So whether what is the true nature, how do we self-reflect and find it out ourselves?
So gradually you'll find out. Because, for example, you never knew what are the qualities of Brahmana, of Kshatriya, of Shudra, and what are the respective duties. Now you understood, right? Either you can evaluate yourself or take feedback from your counselors, from people around you. What do they observe in you? Contemplate, then see what is your own true nature, and is your work aligned to that nature or not?
True.
Very, very important. Because today everybody wants to become engineer, doctor, whether they have that nature or not. And somebody who is not interested to become engineer, he becomes engineer and asked to build a bridge. What kind of work, performance will deliver? He'll not be happy doing what he's doing. He may not give his best. See, even when we assign roles in our corporate world, we assign different roles. For example, when I was heading supply chain, I have a role of running a factory. I have a role of supervising. I have a role of planning. I have a role of cost accountancy. So I have to see who is fit for which role based on his nature, not only qualification. I remember I had one person called Swapnil. He was a supply chain engineer, and he was doing demand planning for some time. And we could see he has wonderful marketing abilities, marketing qualities. So he put him into marketing role for 2 years, and he did a wonderful job. Sometimes you take risk to see whether your assessment is right or wrong. So he is doing better in marketing than supply chain. His nature is like that. Though he is qualified, qualified engineer, but his abilities are beyond, more productive in marketing field. So when you put right people in the right job, naturally you become more productive, isn't it? So this learning is applicable across. Within your family, in your business, in your professional network, everywhere you can apply these learnings. And then problem is Varnashram system is lost in society. That's why there's so much of chaos. There is no Brahmana today. Who is a Brahmana? If you look at this body, Brahmana is this portion, head. Head is the Brahmana. Arms, Kshatriya. Legs, Shudra. Belly, Vaishya. So you can live without hand. Society can live without hand. If body can survive without hand, correct? Without Kshatriya. But body cannot survive without head, without
Head.
Brahmana. So there are no Brahmana society. That's why so much of chaos. The duty of Brahmana is to guide the society. Correct? There is no one to guide. That's why so much of chaos. So you can survive without leg, you can survive without hand, but you can't survive without head. So intelligent class of people, society means Brahminical, qualities. Who knows what is the purpose of life, who can guide all Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras in terms of what is the goal of life. You do your duty, no problem. Your nature is to farm, go and do farming, no problem. But keep Krishna at the center so that you are purified gradually. So when one performs duties according to his nature and does Krishna conscious activity simultaneously, he gradually is purified. But when one is not doing duty according to his nature, that can even become a sinful activity. For example, if Arjuna leaves the battle and goes, it is sinful for him. He has to pay the price. He was thinking, if I fight the battle, kill my guru, kill Bhishma Pitama, it is sinful. Correct? Krishna is saying, no. If you don't fight the battle and perform your duty, it is sinful. That's why this knowledge is, like everybody in the society is running for perfection, success. No one talks about satisfaction. No one teaches peace of mind, correct? Have you ever studied satisfaction in your curriculum? You have done matriculation, +2, graduation, then maybe MBA or PhD. So many, classes, so many books you have studied. Has anyone taught you what is satisfaction? What is peace of mind? No one. That is more important than perfection and, numbers. One may be living in a hut, but if he is satisfied, he is peaceful. He can carry out his spiritual agenda of life. One may be a billionaire, but if he is not satisfied, his life is wasted. Wasted. In spite of being materially successful, he has simply wasted his life. So both are important, material dharma and spiritual dharma. Material dharma according to nature, so that you are satisfied with what you're doing, happy with what you're doing, so that you can carry out your spiritual agenda of life. Okay? Is it okay, Kant Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Very clear.
Yes, Mamta Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Mataji.
Prabhuji, I wanted to know, you mentioned psychophysical activities.
Basically, mind and body.
Mind is body.
Mind and body.
Mind and body, yes, Prabhuji. But still that idea is not cleared. Means you mean to tell that the body and the mind act both differently?
No.
Still both have to be in a
These
combination.
qualities means somebody has a specific type of body and specific state of mind. Then only one exhibit either tolerance or anger. And a tolerance or anger is a reflection of state of mind, nature of mind. Strength is the nature of body. Correct? So Kshatriya body is normally more powerful than a Brahmana body. Right? And more mature mind than a Kshatriya body. Brahmana has a more mature mind. That's why he can tolerate, he can forgive. Correct? So based on both bodily structure and mental state, these different duties are defined. And it's called psychophysical.
Means you mean to tell that both are developed differently.
Yes, based on gunas, based on three gunas.
Isn't it that strong body is framed because of the strength of the mind first?
Sorry?
Isn't it that strong body is formed because of the strength of the mind first? Unless and until I am not strong enough, how can I develop a strong body, Prabhuji? Or is it, by birth you are trying to
Yeah,
say?
somebody may be a Shudra, right? And he can have a strong body. What is the problem? Somebody who highly bodily conscious and his duty is to suppose serve, lift, what do you call, some material.
Wait,
जैसे होते हैं ना आपके मकान बनता है तो लोग थाले उठा के घूमते हैं, पत्थर उठाते हैं, ईंटें उठाते हैं. They may have a strong body, but their mind is not mature, intelligence is not mature. है ना?
okay.
Okay, Chitra Mata, you also raise your hand. Do you have a question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I got my answer.
Acha, theek hai. So we'll go ahead and do next verse also, then we'll finish. Arjuna Uvacha, verse number 36. Atha kena priyukto yam papam charati purusha anichannapi varshneya balad ivan yojita. Arjun Uvacha ath kena priyukto yam papam chariti purusha anicham api vashneya balat eva niyojita. Arjun said, O descendant of Vrishni, by what is one impelled to sinful acts even unwillingly as if engaged by force? And very important verse. Arjun is asking, Atha kena, ये कैसे होता है Krishna? Prayukto yam, that one is impelled to do what? Papam chariti purusha, to carry out sinful activities. One is impelled as if driven by a force, even against one's desires. जैसे अंदर से कुछ force कर रहा है काम करने के लिए. They know this is wrong, still they end up doing it. Isn't it? जो दूध में पानी मिलाता है उसको पता है गलत है, फिर भी करता है. जो सिगरेट पीता है उसको पता है गलत है, फिर भी he just cannot control. He is impelled from within to pick up a pack of cigarette and smoke. Somebody who's drinking liquor, he also knows what is the consequence of drinking. Still, he is impelled from within to drink. Isn't it? Bill Clinton, he knew, but still he got impelled. Isn't it? Vishwamitra, he knew, still got impelled. So Arjuna is asking, what is that which is forcing one from within? Anicham, even against desires. See, Arjuna and this dialogue with Krishna is leading to a very important subject matter in the next few verses. So be very, very attentive. If you're able to understand this, your life can be transformed immediately. So whatever you're discussing, please contemplate after the class. Don't just, leave it for next 1 week now. Ho gaya class. Abhi agle hafte sunenge, agla shloka. Your study is completed only when you contemplate on what you heard. Otherwise, it's incomplete. So manan karna, how is this practically applicable in my life? Okay. Atha kena prayuktoyam papam chariti purushaha anicham api vashneya balad, as if forced from within. Purport. A living entity as a part and parcel of Supreme is originally spiritually pure and free from all material contaminations. Therefore, by nature, he is not subject to sins of material world. But when he is in contact with the material nature, he acts in many sinful ways without hesitation, and sometimes even against his will. As such, Arjuna's question to Krishna is very sanguine as to the perverted nature of living entities. Although living entity sometimes does not want to act in sin, he is still forced to act. Sinful actions are not, however, impelled by a super soul within, but are due to another cause, as the Lord explains in this. जैसे कभी लोग बोलते हैं ना, कोई गलत हो रहा है, भगवान करा रहे हैं, सब कुछ भगवान कराते हैं. And Prabhupada is clarifying, oh, if you're doing something wrong, don't blame to the Lord that he is instigating me or he is encouraging me to do something wrong. सब कुछ तो उनके कंट्रोल में है, सब कुछ उनके नियंत्रण में है, उनकी इच्छा के बिना तो घास का तिनका भी नहीं हिलता है, इसलिए मैंने आपको थप्पड़ मारा, ये भगवान की इच्छा थी, है ना? So we find new ways to blame God. And Prabhupada is saying, just hold on. In the next few verses, Krishna is going to disclose what is that force which forces one to commit sinful activities. All of us commit, huh? Don't think, हाँ वो करता है. Don't start thinking somebody else. हाँ वो करता है ऐसा, है ना? वो करता है, वो करता नहीं नहीं, आप भी करते हैं, मैं भी करता हूँ. We all do. We all execute these sinful activities driven by a force from within, which Krishna is going to explain the next verse. Time थोड़ा कम है, इसलिए we will not start this today. Or we can start this and continue in the next session. Whatever you wish. What is your desire? हाँ जी, चाहते हैं अभी या ममता माता जी?
Prabhuji, start. Prabhuji will continue in the next.
अच्छा,
Next one.
ठीक है. 10 minutes we'll discuss that. श्री भगवान उवाच काम एषा क्रोध एषा रजो गुणा समुद्भव महाशनो महापापमा विद्धे एनम इह वैरिणम. श्री भगवान उवाच काम एषा क्रोध एषा रजो गुणा समुद्भव महाशनो महापापमा विद्ध एनम इह वैरिणम. काम एष श्री भगवान उवाच काम एषा क्रोध एषा रजो गुणा समुद्भव महाशनो महापापमा विद्ध एनम इह वैरिणम. Word by word meaning. Sri Bhagwan Uvacha, the personality of Godhead, said, Kamaha, lust, Esha, this, Krodha, wrath, Esha, this, Rajaguna, the mode of passion, Samudbhava, born of, Mahashana, or devouring, Mahapapama, greatly sinful, Vidhi, no, Enam, this, Iha, in this material world, Vairinam, greatest enemy. Now Krishna is disclosing who is our greatest enemy in this material world. आप सोचते हैं वो मेरा दुश्मन है, वो मेरा दुश्मन है, वो मेरा दुश्मन है. कोई भी आपका दुश्मन नहीं है, आपका दुश्मन आपके अंदर है. This is what Krishna is now telling. Don't search for enemy outside. Search for this most devouring enemy within all of us. Okay. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is lust only, Arjuna. Kam vasana. Kam. Which is born of contact with material mode of passion. And how is this kam or lust generated? when one remains in contact with Rajoguni association and later transformed into wrath kind of anger. Is calm, then is converted into krodha, and which is all devouring sinful enemy of this world. Devouring का मतलब क्या होता है पता है? Can anybody explain what is devouring? Anyone? Yes, Mamta Mata.
Prabhuji, one which kills one's own self.
Devouring. Not exactly. Anyone else? That is also true. Anyone else? Thank you, Mamta Mata. Yes, Radhika Mata. Hi, Sunil Prabhu कहाँ है?
कोई काम सीख रहा है. Indulge.
हैं?
Indulge.
Sorry, indulges.
Indulge. हाँ, yes.
Okay. ठीक है. Thank you, Mataji. So Krishna is declaring lust or calm as the most sinful, greatest enemy of all of us. Okay. And gradually Krishna will also reveal where is this enemy sitting? What are the sitting places of this enemy in the next few verses? So what is lust and what is love? We'll understand this and then close. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is explained what is love and what is lust. We use this term love very loosely. I love you, I love my children, I love her, I love him. Isn't it? There is no such love. Okay? It is lust. In all relationships. Love is unconditional. Lust is conditional. Tell me any relationship which is unconditional. There are some expectations in every relationship. Definition of love and lust is Atma Indriya Priti Vancha Tare Bali Kam. When one desires to gratify one's own senses is calm. When one tries to satisfy or gratify or give pleasure to one's own senses is kama, lust. Krishnendriya Priti Ichha Dhare Premanam. When one desires to please the senses of Krishna is love or prema. Very simple to understand. When you're working to fulfill your selfish desires, to gratify your senses, it means you're under the control of lust. If you are working to satisfy the senses of Krishna as goal of life, it is a reflection of loving propensity or love. Okay. Anya abhilashita shunyam. They cannot be a combination of love and lust. Either love or lust. समझ रहे हैं? Because love is ahetu ki apratihata. It is without any expectation and continuous. Is our relationship with Krishna like that? Tell me. Is our relationship with Krishna without any expectation and continuous, without any interruption? No. So we are also being driven by lustful propensities while we are trying to develop loving propensities. We are trying. We are much better than billions of people around. They're not even trying. They don't even know all of this. This is real knowledge. Krishna defines knowledge means when you're able to see me everywhere. That is knowledge. With knowledge, you can see me everywhere. Jnana Chakshu. That is knowledge. What is dharma? Dharma is dharma if it leads to devotional service to me. It is dharma. If it is not leading devotional service to me, it is not dharma. Okay? So when one is working for Krishna, it is love. When one is working for himself, for his family, without Krishna being in the center, it is lust. And then Krishna says, this is our biggest enemy, which drives us to do many sinful activities. So we have to do something about it, which we will discuss in the next session. Okay. So we'll read purport. Purport is very wonderful. So what you can do is, you have a homework to remember this verse, memorize this verse. काम एषा क्रोध एषा रजोगुणा समुद्भवा. ओके, इसको याद करके आइएगा. नेक्स्ट वीक सुनेंगे आपसे, एंड देन विल डिस्कस अबाउट दिस. यस, ओवर टू यू फॉर एनी क्वेश्चन, कमेंट. यस, विश्वास प्रभु.
Prabhuji, my question is just a second. Prabhuji, my question is related to the previous verse. You said previously in the ancient times, the varnas were divided by the gunas. So if everyone back then were divided according to the gunas by all Pandavas, and all the Kauravas were Kshatriyas, not Brahmanas or Vaishyas or Shudras, why everyone was just fighting or showing the qualities of Kshatriya and not other varnas?
There was difference between both. Both are Kshatriyas, but one is keeping Krishna in center, one is not keeping Krishna in center. So one is driven by lustful propensities like Duryodhana, who wanted kingdom, who wanted fame, and one is driven by satisfaction of Krishna, like Pandavas. So Kshatriya with Krishna in center, Kshatriya without Krishna in center. That was the difference. Okay, so even they were Kshatriyas, Pandavas had Brahminical qualities also. That's why Arjuna said, I can forgive all of them. I don't want kingdom. These are Brahminical qualities. No interest in kingdom, no interest in money, no interest in name, fame, soft-heartedness. These are qualities of Brahmana, a devotee. While he was a Kshatriya. Because they kept Krishna in center, they were devotees more than Kshatriya. Okay. समझ आया कि नहीं?
जी प्रभु.
Yes. Any other question? Yes, Anil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I also want to raise a question from last two verses, Prabhuji, 35-36. While we read these two verses, we come to know that every living entity are under control of material nature, and these nature consist of three gunas. Hence, one can perform duty as per his nature according to varnas and remain peaceful and satisfied. Prabhuji, we discussed the question also with the corporate jobs which we are handling. So in some situations where we know that we are doing the same kind of job where we are perfect and we can, that is suiting to our nature also, still by the tendency of job rotations or by the tendency of different work time limit, we tend to move to some other kind of role which are not suitable for us, which we know that it is not suitable for us and it is not for our nature. In such situation, how we need to maintain our peace and satisfaction, Prabhuji?
It will be a challenge. And when somebody is not pure enough, at the same time somebody is working against nature, dissatisfaction and frustration is bound to come, right? One could be then, become very, very sincere about the devotional activities and try to get free from the influence of three gunas. Then you can handle any role. Right? Prabhupada mentioned, no? Someone who is beyond the influence of three gunas, he can do any role. Then कोई रजोगुना, तमोगुना, सत्वगुना कोई impact नहीं करता है ज़्यादा. So he can. So that is the function of where are we in terms of our progress in our devotional life. To what extent we have got freedom from three gunas. If that is not the case, then you should try to change your role, change your job. Might be difficult, but that is better than remaining frustrated all the time.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Daya Mataji. अनम्यूट कीजिए माताजी. अनम्यूट कीजिए. सॉरी, अभी कीजिए.
आई आवाज आई?
आ रही.
प्रणाम प्रभु जी.
प्रणाम.
आपने अभी एक बहुत अच्छी बातें बताई थी कि गुणातीत जो होता है वो कृष्ण भावना भावित होकर के काम करता है, तो वो इनसे वो ठीक है. इस तरह से हम देखते हैं वो वेदों में भी ऋषि जो थे गुणातीत थे, वो एक कभी क्षत्रिय कर्म भी करते थे, ब्राह्मण कर्म भी करते थे, वैश्य कर्म भी करते थे, और शूद्र वो अपने काम कर स्वयं के करते थे. हम इसे मान सकते हैं. वर्तमान में भी हम लोग अभी सभी तरह के स्वभाव और गुण कर्म का समावेश सबके अंदर है. तो अभी ये जो ब्राह्मण, क्षत्रिय, वैश्य और शूद्र, ये जो इनकी जो अर्थ हैं, ये डिसॉल्व हो जाने चाहिए. कोई मतलब ही नहीं है इस तरह से. तो फिर ये क्योंकि जाति पर आधारित मान लिए गए.
जाति पर आधारित नहीं है, ये गलत भावना है, ये गुणों पर आधारित है.
गुणों पर ही है प्रभु जी.
हाँ.
तो ये लोगों को ये समझाने की बहुत जरूरत है कि हम सब एक ही हैं. जब हमारा जो गुण ज्यादा प्रभावी होता है तब हम ब्राह्मण हो जाते हैं.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. वन, देखो, ब्राह्मण आर लार्जली डोमिनेटेड बाय सत्वगुना. उनके अंदर भी थोड़ा रजोगुना तमोगुना होता है. क्षत्रिय आर लार्जली डोमिनेटेड बाय रजोगुना. उनके अंदर भी सत्वगुना होता है. इस डोमिनेंस ऐसा नहीं कि केवल सत्वगुण है या केवल रजोगुण है या केवल क्या बोलते हैं तमोगुण है. इससे कॉम्बिनेशन, उनका जो प्रोपोर्शन है वो वेरी करता है ना. जैसे क्षुद्रों में तमोगुण ज्यादा होता है ना, और वैश्यों में रजोगुण और तमोगुण मिश्रित रहता है, सत्वगुण कम होता है. क्षत्रियों में रजोगुण ज्यादा होता है और ब्राह्मणों में वो अपना सत्वगुण ज्यादा होता है. प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि जरूरी क्यों है? क्योंकि इसके बिना जब तक हम सत्वगुण या जब तक हम अपने गुणों के हिसाब से कार्य नहीं करेंगे, है, हमारा मन भक्ति में नहीं लगेगा, है ना. तो ये हमारे ग्रेजुअल प्योरिफिकेशन के लिए बहुत जरूरी है, शुद्धता के लिए बहुत जरूरी है.
प्रभु जी, अभी जो मनुष्य जाति में ये सब गुण और स्वभाव के अनुसार लोग समझते नहीं है, तो ये बहुत समझाने की जरूरत है सबको, ताकि ना सभी जीव
वही तो प्रयास कर रहे हैं.
आत्मवत सर्वभूतेषु वाली भावना सब में आ जाएगी. और एक प्रश्न और है मेरा कि प्रभु भगवान ने ये त्रिगुणात्मक प्रकृति जो बनाई है, तो ये पहले तो सबको इन तीनों गुणों में डाल दिया और फिर अब सत्वगुण की ओर ले जाने के लिए उनको.
आप देखो, मैं उदाहरण देता हूँ आपको. सरकार पुलिस बनाती है, पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट बनाती है, ठीक है. अब पुलिस के कंट्रोल में आना या ना आना वो हमारी फ्री विल है ना. हम गलत काम करेंगे तो पुलिस पकड़ लेगी, गलत काम करेंगे तो माया पकड़ लेगी, गलत काम नहीं करेंगे तो पुलिस छोड़ देगी, गलत काम नहीं करेंगे तो माया छोड़ देगी. तो वी एक्सेप्ट टू बी कंट्रोल्ड बाय माया. ऐसा नहीं भगवान ने डाल दिया हमारे को, हमने अपनी अल्प स्वतंत्रता का दुरुपयोग करके इन तीन गुणों के प्रभाव में आना स्वीकार किया है. We have accepted to be controlled by three gunas. Krishna has not put us in three gunas. ठीक है ना? जैसे पुलिस घूम रही है, ठीक है, सबके लिए घूम रही है, लेकिन जो चोरी करता है उस पुलिस का नियंत्रण उसके ऊपर हो जाता है। करेक्ट? आप घूम रहे हैं, आपको कुछ नहीं कहती पुलिस, कुछ कहती है क्या? तो आप घूमिए भौतिक जगत में, माया कुछ नहीं कहेगी। कब कुछ नहीं कहेगी? जब आप भगवान कृष्ण के कहे अनुसार कार्य करेंगे। भगवान ने कहा ना, 2 श्लोक बोले थे, मेरी बात मानोगे तो ये होगा, मेरी बात नहीं मानोगे तो ये होगा, है ना? जैसे राज्य सरकार बोलती है नियमों का पालन करोगे तो ये होगा, नहीं करोगे तो ये होगा, तुम पुलिस के नियंत्रण में आ जाओगे। भगवान कहते हैं तुम 3 गुणों के नियंत्रण में आ जाओगे, माया के नियंत्रण में आ जाओगे। सो वी चूज टू बी कंट्रोल्ड बाय 3 गुनास। भगवान नहीं डालते हमारे।
एक बात और थी कि केवल सतोगुणी प्रकृति ही क्यों नहीं बनाई?
क्योंकि इच्छाएं वैसी है ना माता जी, सबकी इच्छाओं के ऊपर निर्भर है ये।
ताकि सतोगुणी होते हैं।
अब जैसे सतयुग में सब ज्यादातर सतोगुणी थे लोग, ऐसा नहीं कि तब नहीं थे। इसी प्रकृति के अंदर मोस्ट पीपल वर इन द मोड ऑफ गुडनेस, सतोगुणी थे। वो जैसे धर्म का नाश हुआ, रजोगुण तमोगुण, एक्चुअली सतयुग में तो वर्णाश्रम था ही नहीं, पता है आपको। जब सब लोग धार्मिक हैं तो जरूरत नहीं है इसकी। सतयुग ये जो वर्णाश्रम सिस्टम है, ये त्रेता युग में आया, जब धर्म का पतन होने लगा। उसके पहले आवश्यकता नहीं थी। अभी सबसे ज्यादा आवश्यकता है कलयुग के अंदर, है ना? थैंक यू। विश्वास, आप प्रश्न है आपका? यस
प्रभु जी, इसी से रिलेटेड था। जो हम कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस बोलते हैं कि अचीव कर लिया है, वो जरूरी है कि वो सद्गुण में जाके ही उसे अचीव करेगा? मतलब क्योंकि एक तरफ तो कृष्ण बोलते हैं कि आपकी जो प्रिस्क्राइब ड्यूटी है वो आपको करनी है आपके गुणों के आधार पे। कोई क्षत्रिय है तो उसे क्षत्रिय बन के ही अपनी ड्यूटीज करनी है वाइल रिमेनिंग कृष्णा कॉन्शियस। तो जो अल्टीमेट गोल है वो सद्गुण में जाके ही अचीव करना है, कर सकता है, या जो उसकी प्रिस्क्राइब ड्यूटी है उसे करते हुए भी वो डायरेक्ट
तो जब मान लो कि मैं रजोगुण में हूं, ठीक है, तो जब मैं अपनी प्रिस्क्राइब ड्यूटी रजोगुण में करता हूं और साथ साथ भजन करता हूं, जप करता हूं, भगवान का प्रसाद पाता हूं, तो धीरे धीरे मैं सतुगुण में आता हूं और धीरे धीरे मैं सतुगुण से ही बाहर निकल जाता हूं। फिर ये सब देखा, फिर इनका मतलब
ये एक तरह की लैडर है कि
ग्रेजुअल
वो सद्गुण से है,
ग्रेजुअल प्योरिफिकेशन। लेकिन यदि आपको किसी बड़े शुद्ध भक्त का संग मिल जाए तो तुरंत भी हो सकता है। जैसे मृगारी, नारद मुनि का संग मिला उसको, वो तो तमोगुण में था, 6 महीने में वो तो 3 वर्ष पार हो गया। That's why association of devotees is so important. If you take association of pure devotees, their one sentence can transform your life completely. One can go completely out of 3 gunas. पर ऐसे भक्त नहीं है नारद मुनि जैसे जो हमेशा घूम रहे हैं हमको संग देने के लिए, ऐसा नहीं है ना। इसलिए हमको अपनी प्रिस्क्राइब करते हुए धीरे धीरे सत्वगुण में आना है और फिर गुणों से बाहर निकलना है।
प्रभु जी, तो फिर जो सिनेरियो था जिसमें अर्जुन और कृष्ण का जो संवाद चल रहा था, मतलब उसके अंदर जो अर्जुन है वो तो क्षत्रिय गुण के लिए उसको प्रेरित कर रहे हैं, तो अभी अर्जुन को भी एक तरह से एलिवेट होके और फिर सत्गुण के थ्रू अचीव करना था, या?
हाँ, तो वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द पोजीशन ऑफ अर्जुना हियर। अर्जुना इज a pure devotee of Krishna. Krishna is using Arjuna only as an instrument to give this knowledge to us. समझ रहे हैं? ऐसा नहीं कि वो अर्जुना 100% क्षत्रिय है, he is a devotee, but he is being used by Krishna to transfer this knowledge to us. He is using, जैसे प्रभुपाद एक उदाहरण देते थे, एक सास को यदि बहू को समझाना है ना, नई बहू आई है, तो बहू को डायरेक्टली समझाते नहीं है, वो बेटी को समझाती है ना, who is very dear to mother. समझ रहे हैं? बेटी को बोलेगी ऐसा मत करो, वो बोलना चाहती है बहू को, लेकिन बहू को डायरेक्टली बोल नहीं सकती, अभी भी आई है, तो बेटी के माध्यम से बहू को समझाती है। तो वैसे ही भगवान अर्जुन के माध्यम से हमको समझाने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। अर्जुन को इंस्ट्रूमेंट बना के भगवान ने भगवत गीता दिया, परीक्षित महाराज जो अनदर प्योर डिवोटी, उनको माध्यम बना के हमको श्रीमद् भागवतम दिया, है ना. सो बोथ ऑफ देम आर सिंपली इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स इन द हैंड्स ऑफ कृष्णा, है ना. वी शुड नॉट सी ओ अर्जुन इज आल्सो बिविल्डर्ड, ये तो शुद्ध भक्त है. नो, ही इज नॉट बिविल्डर्ड, ही हैज बीन मेड टू गेट बिविल्डर्ड बाय कृष्णा. समझ रहे हैं? कृष्णा मेड हिम गेट बिविल्डर्ड so that he can transfer this knowledge. अर्जुन को बोलते हैं ना कि ये जो सक्सेशन है खत्म हो गया था, इसलिए तेरे माध्यम से मैं दोबारा शुरू कर रहा हूं. सो अर्जुन इज ओनली एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट. नाटक कर रहा है. ठीक. यस राधिका माता जी. ओके, लास्ट कमेंट देन वी क्लोज.
प्रभु जी, कृष्ण ने, भगवान ने कहा है कि माम अनुस्मर युद्ध च, स्मरण मेरा रहे और कार्य संसार का रहे. तो ये ठीक है ना?
हाँ, तो वही हम कह रहे हैं ना, अपने अपना जो आपकी ड्यूटी है वो करो, मेरे को मध्य मेरा स्मरण करते हुए. अपने अपने युद्ध लड़ो मेरा स्मरण करते हुए, लेकिन युद्ध लड़ो अपने गुण के अनुसार, है ना. अपने अपने स्वभाव के अनुसार. दूसरों के युद्ध में, है ना, लड़ने का प्रयास मत करो. थैंक यू माता जी. ओके, सो ठीक है जी, वी कैन क्लोज नाउ, क्योंकि आगे क्लास है थोड़ी देर में. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय. थैंक यू. अच्छा, सुनो 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 सुनो, वीक आफ्टर नेक्स्ट, है ना, हमारे बच्चों का पिकनिक है. नेक्स्ट वीक, सॉरी नेक्स्ट वीक, नेक्स्ट संडे. तो नेक्स्ट संडे हम लोग पिकनिक पे जाएंगे. जो उदयपुर के भक्त हैं इस क्लास के, देर आल्सो इनवाइटेड टू ज्वाइन. ठीक है, जो बाहर से भी आ सकते हैं वो भी आ जाए. अनिल प्रभु आ सकते हैं, विनीता माता जी को थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगा, लीना माता थोड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगा, अनिल प्रभु आ सकते हैं, ही कैन ज्वाइन. नहीं आओगे? अच्छा, ठीक है. So whoever wants to join, please let us know, so we'll plan accordingly. ठीक है, so next week we may not have our regular session. We'll go for picnic. Naresh Pandya Prabhu can join. All right, thank you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaurav Bhakta ki jai. Thank you.